sought to make it harder for workers to win employment discrimination claims. The Senate should reverse the Trump-era rule this week. Second, the Senate will also vote on whether to discharge the nomination of Ms. Kristen Clarke from the Judiciary Committee. Ms. Clarke would be the first black woman ever to serve as the Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division. She's immensely qualified, and I look forward to putting her nomination on the floor after the Senate takes action this week. But first, throughout the week, this is the third thing, very important as well, the Senate will debate a very important piece of legislation. This evening, the Senate will vote on whether to take up the Endless Frontiers Act on the Senate floor, a once-in-a-generation investment in American science and American technology. Last week, the Senate Commerce Committee voted on an overwhelmingly bipartisan basis, 24-4, to advance the bill. The Endless Frontiers Act will form the core of what will be a comprehensive bill to boost America's ability to compete, innovate, and win to the technologies of the 21st century. Over the course of the next week or two, the Senate will debate and amend the legislation. I look forward to having another open and bipartisan amendment process, just as we did on the Asian hate crimes bill and the bipartisan water infrastructure bill. There is no reason the Senate can't finish our work on this important legislation by the end of the month. Members on both sides of the aisle know that decades of federal underinvestment in science and technology have imperiled America's global economic leadership. When we invest in science, it inevitably produces millions of good-paying jobs. So this comprehensive bill will boost funding for basic scientific research, tech development, and manufacturing. It'll strengthen our alliances and partnerships abroad. It'll fortify weak spots in our economy, like semiconductors, and will ensure that we hold the Chinese Communist Party accountable for its predatory economic practices. It's a forward-looking, comprehensive plan to preserve America's competitive edge. The benefits will be manifold. When we invest in scientific research, the effect is diffusive. It helps our universities, our laboratories, and our businesses. And again, it creates new, good-paying jobs, millions of them. So if you're looking for the future, and our people want to have a brighter future, and want to be assured that their children will have better-paying jobs than they have, this is an answer, one of the most important answers we can come up with. An American workforce will help bring American inventions to the global market, and the way we have been number one in the economy for the last century will continue on into this one. So I'm excited about this legislation. And holding the Chinese Communist Party accountable for its years of rapacious economic policies and theft of American ingenuity will help create a level playing field that American workers have lacked for decades. Investing in scientific research also hardens our national security. We can either have a world where the Chinese Communist Party determines the rules of the road for 5G, AI, and quantum computing, or we can make sure the United States gets there first. Few things that should bring this chamber together faster than securing another century of American leadership than this. I am proud to have worked with my colleagues, Senator Young, Chairwoman Cantwell, Ranking Member Wicker, and others to get this bill to the floor of the Senate. And I greatly look forward to working with all my colleagues during these next few weeks on amending, broadening, and passing this legislation before the month is out. Now, one final matter. Tomorrow, President Biden will visit an electric vehicle manufacturing facility in Michigan, where a major American auto company is set to unveil its new electric pickup truck. Tomorrow's announcement is a significant breakthrough. Because it's one of the best-selling cars in America, the success of an electric pickup could hasten our nation's transition to a cleaner, brighter, and stronger transportation future. And personally, I'm very happy to see the Biden administration put a spotlight on zero-emission vehicles. This is an issue I've been working on for a very long time, and something I'm passionate about. No matter how you look at the data, there's no way that America can meet our targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions without looking at how we drive. Transportation accounts for nearly 1/3 of America's carbon output. And while the transition to electric vehicles is already underway, it's progressing too slowly. That's why almost 2 years ago I developed and introduced an ambitious new proposal to rapidly phase out gas-powered vehicles and replace them with clean cars. All told, the object of the plan, called Clean Cars for America, is that by 2040, all vehicles on the road should be clean. I'm delighted that President Biden has put this proposal in his Build Back America infrastructure plan. Through a mixture of credits and investments, it would make electric vehicles affordable for all Americans, provide incentives to trade in older gas vehicles, build the necessary charging infrastructure, and, very importantly, create tens of thousands of good-paying union jobs in automaking, construction, and battery manufacturing. What distinguishes this proposal is its ability to unite the environmental movement, the labor movement, and the large automakers. Isn't that a great thing? We used to have the environmental proposals and work and union proposals conflict. No more, because we're taking each other's needs into account. This bill has already earned the support of the Sierra Club, the National Resources Defense Council, and the League of Conservation Voters, the UAW, and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. And car manufacturers like Ford and General Motors are supportive as well. So you got the whole span. Something like this should pass with a lot of votes, I hope. And I was very proud to see President Biden put my Clean Cars for America proposal at the heart of his American Jobs Plan. In recent weeks, the virtue of such a plan has been made apparent to millions of drivers, and not just for climate-saving reasons. The gasoline shortages all along the eastern seaboard, though temporary, revealed once again that electric vehicles can be more reliable. For EVs, the price and availability of fuel doesn't depend on the ebb and flow of fossil fuel discovery, the volatility of international markets, or panics like the one we just saw. On every front, on jobs, on American economic leadership, protecting the planet, transitioning to a clean car future provides enormous benefits. In the 20th century, in auto manufacturing, America led the way. If we fall behind on electric cars, we will no longer lead the way. But this legislation has us stay number one and produce lots of good-paying jobs. Hallelujah. So, as the President prepares to go to Michigan for this important announcement, we should also be talking about making a larger-scale, ambitious effort to speed our country's transition to zero-emission vehicles. Clean Cars for America is the way to do it. I yield the floor and note the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Ms. Baldwin.